Gaby looked away. She was annoyed. For almost a week now, Chelsea had been regaling them with tales of her horrible nightmares and flashbacks, all results of a scary time Chelsea had had on their campout, when she got lost and ended up in an abandoned amusement park tended by someone who was rumored to be a maniac. And Gaby knew it had to have been pretty scary for Chelsea, but she'd come out of it fine. The guy, Cropwell, had turned out to be harmless, and Chelsea was safely returned to her bunkmates. Is she ever going to get over it? Gaby wondered. For the past 2 years at camp, Gaby and Chelsea had gotten along okay. They'd had their share of arguments, but underneath it all, they had an understanding. This year, though, they'd had a huge fight at the beginning of camp, and they still hadn't gotten over it. Gaby and Chelsea had barely spoken since the first day. But now Gaby's bunkmates were making little sympathetic pouts and noises. It must have been really hard, Bryn cooed. I mean, we all know Cropsy turned out to be harmless. But still, getting lost in the woods by yourself, and then getting chased? It's really scary, Priya agreed. Chelsea stopped shuddering, and Gaby watched her try to hide a secret little smile as she tossed her head and leaned back against her inner tube. Thanks, guys. It's still hard for me. Gaby groaned inwardly. To make matters worse, she knew that Chelsea was lying about all the nightmares and flashbacks. She'd seen Chelsea sleeping soundly one night when she claimed she hadn't gotten a wink of sleep because her flashbacks were so bad. And just like now, she'd catch a satisfied expression cross Chelsea's face each time she was supposedly freaking out about this or that, because she'd gotten what she wanted from her bunkmates. Attention. Gaby wasn't normally one to hold her tongue, and at any other time she would have let Chelsea know exactly what she was thinking. But things were different at Camp Lakeview this year. Not many girls had come back, and Dr. Steve seemed to think it was because Gaby and her friends were cliquey and fought too much. That, combined with the totally freaky time they'd had on their overnight, which had gotten weird in just about every way possible, not just where Chelsea was concerned, had led Bunk 5A to decide it was time to get along no matter what. Gaby couldn't say anything to Chelsea. She would just end up getting branded as the mean girl. Hey, Gaby said, hoping to channel her annoyance into something useful. Now that we're all rested up, you know what would be fun? Priya, who'd been lying back in her inner tube, half asleep, opened one eye. What, Gaby? Gaby smiled encouragingly. A relay race, right? Slowly, the rest of her bunkmates roused from their relaxation. Gaby could tell from their grumbling that they weren't entirely sold. A race? Asked Chelsea. I don't know. I'm not in my athletic mode, Nat announced in a sleepy voice. I'm in my meditation mode. Changing modes is really difficult. Come on, Gaby coaxed. She turned to the athletes in the group, the one she knew would love her idea. Jenna and Alex, don't you think a race would be fun? We should get some exercise while we're out here. We can't just turn into, lake potatoes. Alex started to smile. Good point, she said. A race totally sounds fun. I'll be a team captain. Me too, added Jenna. Gaby pushed off her inner tube and stood up in the waist-high water. Guys, it was my idea, so I think I should be a team captain, she said cheerfully. This was a great idea. She'd get to lead her team to victory, and everyone would be psyched up. Gaby knew that some of the girls thought she could be bossy or harsh, but she also knew she was a great leader, and the more she could let her friends see that side of her, the better. And the other captain should be... Gaby turned to face her bunkmates and grinned. Half of them, the ones who didn't want to have the race in the first place, looked bored. But the other half were smiling, nodding, trying to catch Gaby's eye so she would pick them. Gaby decided to be nice. Chelsea. Chelsea grinned, looking surprised and pleased, and got off her inner tube. Pretty soon everyone was doing the same, and they all swam back to the dock to dump their tubes there. All right, let's choose our teams. Alex, Gaby called. Jenna, Chelsea replied. Val. Priya. Pretty soon the bunk was split between the two teams, and even the girls who hadn't really wanted to race seemed to be getting into it. Gaby chose the course of the race,